Yeah, so...
We've got loads of stick off people, all these trolls. That really never really happened. That didn't happen. This is like, oh, the fuck. Here's one funny thing Jamie got the other day. When I was in home house in 1992, Lee Duffy was nothing but a bully. I said, well, that's fucking funny. He died in 1991. These trolls, it's a bullshit they talk, don't they? My name is Tubby123. My name is Johnny657. My name is Dog Shit. My name is Sammy Spade. The cranks on there. They just sit there. One was telling me what me and Lee Duffy got up to. I said, how old? He said 21-year-old. I didn't have the clue. And then the other one come in saying something else didn't happen. Loads of stupid. That was it. Viv Graham, he said, Lee Duffy used to live next door to me in South Bank, this lad. He said his best friend used to come every week, Viv Graham. I went, he never met fucking Viv Graham. He was going to have a fight with him, but it was all bullshit and the crap they come out with.
In the beginning, you were going to go and pay house visits to the trolls, wasn't you?
Yeah.
But now he's killing them with kindness.
Yeah, that's the best way to do it. I say, thank you very much for your comments. You have a lovely day. God bless. Take
I say,
care.
very sorry that my fat offends you, and I'm trying to do something about it.
Yeah, well, that's what at first I'll say, where do you fucking live? I'll smash your fucking jaw in, you daft. I'll kick you, I'll smash. And
I know your IP address. I'll find out.
Well, my pal was with ex-military, and he knows how to catch it. Anyway, he was 15-year-old from Canada. I thought, so anyway, I contacted him. I said, it's just a bit of fun. We all play the game, so it's just daft kids doing it, you know. So you think you're getting something? I'm going to shoot you. I'm going to kill you, but
those that talk like that ain't going to do shit.
No, just crap. But like, somebody said, oh, you were a bully. I said, can you tell me when I was a bully, mate?
Do you want the 2 minutes of fame?
And then he went, well, you did the bully. I said, bully, don't tell me I was bullied. I got bullied as a kid. I can't stand bullies.
Yeah.
And blah, 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 and you done this. I said, how can you bully a drug dealer? I said, I took the drugs off, though, not bullying. So I said, I got paid back. I got fucking shot, stabbed it with bars and everything. So how can it be bullying? Oh, well, anyone, if you got a proper job and you done this, I said, fair dues, mate. I said, like you've done that, but I did her life for me. I brought it up. I got battered with a poker off my mum and things like that, and I had no holes. I had holes in my shoes and things like that. And we never got no food and things, so you had to go steal. You had to do things to survive, but you didn't do it, you die.
Yeah.
So people point fingers at people, don't know where the background comes from. So
no, they don't. It's true that.
So you said earlier you got prison stories you haven't told us before.
I remember one when I was in jail. I was in a lad called Elvis Tummo, and in them days you could get like a video every 3 days, I think it was. I was telling you this before, I think. And they said, you can't have it. Two lads have got knives going to stab you. I said, well, fucking let them try and stab me. And it was like, oh shit. Anyway, they said, right, you have to go down the block. So they come round, there was all 50 of them. They weren't just 2 or 3, there was a whole squad of them. Because 6 of them, come on then, but I was monstrously big then. And they had all the stories about me beating Lee Duffy and all that shit. And anyway, so the next minute, they tried to put me down the block. Anyway, I goes down the block, it's stuff. And anyway, the lads went on the yard. So there was 167 prisoners on the yard. We're not going out until Bride comes in, because he was only sticking up for us. So they started smashing the fucking jail up. And in them days, there used to be in Durham, there used to be a gym, but it was outside, but it was like a wooden, like a hut type of thing. Mm-hmm. And then they went on the roof and smashed it all to pieces. There was 11 that went on the main roof, and the Home Secretary, Douglas Heard, got an helicopter there. And there was something like 400 screws come from all different screws, all different jails. They got them down and they fucking battered them. And in them days, what they used to do, if they broke your legs and things like that, they'd just send you to another jail. And you used to get the governors come in.
Yeah.
And they'd come on, look at you, but they'd always been sent to another jail, and they'd send them all over.
They
all got 2 years each. So lads, I felt sorry. I said, I'll go in the yard and I'll get them in. They said, no, it's too late for that now. So, mad stories like that. Another one was Viv Graham. I can say now he's gone, and John McPartland was another one. He was in jail. He got done for hitting one of the doormen. So we watched and he got jail. And while he was in jail, he organised a riot, but it wasn't a real riot, in Durham, and all the lads were kicking off in the church. And he went, get back to your cells now, and John McPartland, get back to your fucking cells now. And they all went back to their cells, and he got loads of jail knocked off, and he got out early. So
he staged it?
Yeah, it was staged, yeah. So loads of stories like that. And I was in with the lad who did the riots on the roof.
Alan Lord?
The big, he's gone heavy now.
Manchester?
Yeah, I was in with him, and he was in. I was in 3 times. I was in Durham with him. The first time I went in, we got on, we trained, and then there was the boss side they were called. They were from up just past Sunderland, South Shields or something like that. They were from up from that way, North Shield, South Shield, and they'd all got about 25. They'd go in and beat Dorman up and everything, stab him, and they all were going to jump him. I thought he's a nice lad. I said, stand with me, because them days they used to have a bag in there, and I used to go in the bag, and. he was with me, and I said, look, Sam and me, they're going to jump. He said, oh, yeah, because he could have a go, you know. So we fronted him, and then he fucking left it. So he'd been friends with him, but he got shipped out. And years later, I got put back. The door of me, he was in there again. We got to meet again, you know. So mad things like that, you get to meet people. But I was in with a kid, and he was. I said, "What are you in for?" He said, "Oh," he said, "You got this." I was only in a cell one night with him. You know, you get different for the night. You get moved out.
Yeah.
Put me in this cell in there. He's fucking crack Peter. They called him. He was from Cumbria. And he had this piece of paper and there about 40 knives on it and crossbows and guns and everything. And he shot his brother-in-law. I said, what with? He said, oh, I shot him with a crossbow. So I said, what for? He said, just to see what it felt like. And then he said, well, it wasn't that good, so I went and got a £150 pull one. I don't even remember, I mean probably the pull of it. And he said, I shot the other one right through him. He said, but I got 6, he got life, we got 6-year recommendation, you know that.
Okay, really?
For fucking crackers, just to see what it felt like. But he was like a proper psycho Derek, you know. Like,
Yeah.
Fucking hell, I'm going to sleep the light on with him here, you know. But they're the type of people, or you might be more frightened of, or them little ones, like Adolf Hitler type people. They're only tiny things, but they're really dangerous, and that's so.
Like the last one we just had there, the nice
Shane
guy.
Taylor.
Shane Taylor.
Yeah.
Jesus
Do you
Christ.
know Shane?
Oh no, well, Shane, yeah, he's a
You got any
pal.
Shane stories?
Oh yeah.
You can be a tough lad, but you got to be query about people like that.
I just know of all his prison stuff where he's gone into prison, he's fucking stabbed screws and things like that, and fucking come on and not scared of no one, but he was like didn't give a fuck. Like, not sorry for swearing, but that's the analogy what James right. But the same kid who's right. I mean, to tell you a story what Paul Venice told me, and we're having a bit of a fight years ago. His mate, he was telling me this. You won't mind me telling because they're all Christians, and my wife isn't that, and I am now. What happened is we're fighting, Paul. The next minute, Paul said, I was going to jump in and help me mate. And Shane just put that fucking big machete out, went, jump in there and I'll fucking kill you, I'm telling you. He said, I looked in his eyes, Brian. He said, I knew. He fucking meant it. And he said, later on, we were all out playing on bikes. And he said, no, we're all out one day. And he come on, and the other lad said, there he is on his own. There was about 15 of them. And Paul Venice, who's playing Lee Duffy, he's going to play Lee Duffy, the actor. Lovely lad, he did all his fights, he won. Really good, nice kid. Every fight he had, he won. He was champion of kickboxing. That he said, when I looked at him, I thought he's the type that'll come to your house and fucking kill you. He said, so I know I could fight with these for fun, but he's the type that just chop your fucking head off type thing. So, but when he was in jail, this is weird how things happen. And he was in jail, and Shane had written a book about Christian, how he changed his life around, and he met someone in jail. And he said, well, and he started talking to priests and whatever, and like pink out Christians and stuff like that type of thing. And he changed his life around in jail. So he written the book, and when he written this book, Paul Venice, who had the Carry On when they were kids, read his book and went, I know his face, and read the book, and then contacted, do you remember me, blah, blah, blah. So then he said, I'm coming to come and see you. So he went to see him, and he went to jail, and they became best friends, and they both got the same church, the Lighthouse, with a lad called Tony Grange, what we support with, in Middlesbrough. It's lovely church. It's like loads of top lads. Simon Valerie's a lad fighting for a British title. Nice lad. I was in jail with him. He's a good kid. Carl Valley and all them, just nice people. And you got the church to them. And you got on with everyone. I thought it was going to be like loads of crackerjacks. You're the God Squad. Just really intelligent, nice people. I thought this is better than helping people than bloody hurting people. So that's what we've been doing. Me and my wife, we've saved 21 people from committing suicide in the last 8 months. Talked them down. So it's just phenomenal going to bed. People have contacted me because I'm doing a thing for It's Okay Not to Be Okay. It's Tony Wiltshire. He's down south. All the links are on my Facebook to contact them. And what they're doing is they're helping people. You don't have to spend any money. You can speak to these people. They'll help you. And it's all confidential. But a lot of them are ex-army lads with that. It's a PTSD. PTSD. And suffer from that. But I say to them, look, instead of suffering in silence, speak to these people and they'll help you. And they've been brilliant talking to me. And I've been doing another one with another lad, just another podcast with a lad called Les Peacock. It's called Changing the Game. And we've done that, and we've had 86,000 views in 4 weeks. And we've had 980 something likes, and about 32 arseholes didn't like it.
Yeah.
But hey, what we doing is, so what I've done here about these trolls, they don't bother me. It's just, I think it's divvies. But what I thought, why do they do? Because I love psychology. I'm right into it. So I put in the clouds. 80 people don't like the clouds. I put in fairy little rabbits. 200 people don't like fairy. I put on all sorts. I put in the moon, the sun, the stars. I thought, they don't even like, idiots who don't even like grass blown in the wind. trees blown in the wind. And then
got people
well, not
don't
like, so
like.
then me head thought, these aren't right in the head, these. Cause, they were singing with little penguins, with the little baby penguins, trying to keep warm with the mum.
Yeah.
200 didn't like it. So I thought, oh, now I know.
How could you not like that?
Exactly.
You
And
know
the
what I
little,
mean?
little tigers playing with the mum, and the little polar bears swim with the mum. Don't like them. I thought, so these are deranged people down there. So.
And they help the videos get more views.
Yeah.
The most viewed video on the channel, it's got 5.6 million views and it's got 10,000 dislikes.
Yeah. So what happens is, a lad called Rich Piano, bodybuilder, he has in America, he said, I'd rather have 100,000 dislikes because you're making me more money, so just keep fucking calling me because I love it, he said, because all you're doing is make me more richer. He said, 1,000 likes, oh, it'd be brilliant. He said, but 100,000 makes more money, so just keep disliking it. So it's mad when you think about it.
It's like that quote, isn't it? As long as they're talking about you,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter if it's good or bad.
Good or bad, yeah.
If they're not talking about you, you fucked.
Yeah. I have another one. If the good people are talking bad about you, you've got a problem. If the bad people are calling you, it doesn't matter. You know. So
They don't care anyway, do they?
yeah. Somebody said you can't. You can. It was Abraham Lincoln. You can please most of the people most of the time. You can please some of the people some of the time, but you can't please all the people all the time.
All the time.
So just please your fucking self.
Yeah.
So people seeing you in this good space now,
Yeah.
mentally, people trying to trip you up in other ways?
I've had people trying to get me to tax people. I've had people, I said, I couldn't even tax a car these days. With the logbook and the money to pay for it. So, but they're on about taxing. I thought, is it the police? But saying that, I'm bumped into 3 different policemen who used to be policemen. I fucking hated the police. And obviously, my perspective now is they do a good job because they're saving kids' lives and things like that. So, they're really doing a job, aren't they? If we break the law, it's there for everyone. You get caught, it's different. You get caught, fair cop. But when the horrible cop is setting you up and putting things and planting things on you, they're horrible ones. But just a normal PC worker, they're just doing a job, man. If there's a fire, they'll kick the door and save your son or your man or whatever. Or you're on a motorway crash, they'll pull you out the car, you know, so they can't be that bad, you know what I mean? So there was one come up to me about 4 or 5 months ago, he went, can I have a word with you? And it was funny this, he said, I used to be a policeman. I went, all right. I thought he was going to say, I fucking hated you or something. He said, but when I first got my job 30 odd years ago, he said, my first job was to go and arrest you. There was a warrant out for your arrest. He said, and they had me go, it was just a wind up though. He said, for a week, I was like, oh, damn. He said, and what it was, we usually go 20, 30 handed for him because he's fucking crackers, you know, like that. So he's got big dogs and everything. He said, so we're going to give you this yourself. So they winded him up for weeks. So he said, shit yourself, you didn't dare go to the door. So, and then he walked off. It was in Asda, in Thornaby. He walked off. And he come back about 20 minutes later. I was wondering, all right, so can I get a picture with you? Of course you can. Got a picture. And then, not last night, the night before, I think it was a couple of nights ago, we'd been out, and me and my wife, and we were coming, and there was a policeman. He went, oh, you were a bastard years ago. You used to, but can I see it? Get on, mate, Mr. Cockerell. I said, Brian, he said, all I can do is condone what you've done. He said, absolutely fantastic. Helping the kids around schools. You're going out your way, helping people with mental health. He said that fantastic because he had family members who had mentally ill issues. He said, then you're helping people in a great way. He said, I never thought the day that I'd see Brian Cockerill helping people and not.
Wow.
He said, so you're doing fantastic. Keep up the good work. But he was really proud of me. You know, high, like Chief Inspector type of one. That's really high.
From day one, you've helped people. Cause I've seen a documentary where, like, someone's gone to rob someone's car and stuff, and you've got to get it back for them.
Yeah.
Or if you find, like, an house burglar, you give them a fucking slap.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You've always helped people out.
I think like
the neighbourhood, haven't you?
Well, I think it's a bit like the Robin Hood, isn't it? You know, like the Crays were like that. They wouldn't let old people get there. I wouldn't let old people get there. I've gone to houses where I've gone to tax people, and I've got to the door and there's been a woman, 5 kids, 4 kids, 3 kids in the house, whatever.
Walk away.
And you think, fuck it, 40 grand's now. You can't do things like that. And I've never made a statement in my life, never grasped anyone, I've never made a statement. I used to hate the police, but I was like watching them all black and white, like James Cagney, I'm on top of the world, Ma, and all them.
They're funny, aren't they?
They were fucking brilliant films when you were a kid, and I thought, if I could be like him, nobody would bully me. So I always wanted to be a gangster when I was a kid. I know it sounds daft, but I thought, nobody can bully you, and James Cagney just slaps him. And in real life, he was about that big one again. But when you're a kid, you used to think, if I could be like the Hulk or him, or like him, but people couldn't bully, because that's another thing, what we stepped, thinking on. Lee Duffy, when he used to go out, he was like terrifying, and he'd go out when he was on the crack or the coke. It was like schizophrenic, you know, one thing, Jekyll and Hyde. So he'd go out with the thing, and he was like, do you remember the Terminator, Arnold? And when you seen him, you didn't realise he was a robot until his eye come out, And then that picture was going, that was Lee Duffy, like scanning everyone, looking. And he'd go in, he was fucking a bully. I'm not sticking up for the lads. I loved him a bit, but he was a bully.
I've never seen anyone knock out a whole team of bouncers, and I'm reading this about Lee Duffy. Did you see him do anything like that?
No, I know he knocked 4 doormen out. Emma was with me one night when I knocked 5 doormen out in silks. And
you knocked 5 out?
I knocked 5 doormen out. And I knocked 2 other people who were there, jumped in the fight.
How do you do it? You've got to be really fast.
It's just
taken by surprise. They don't think you're one guy.
They don't all say you've got 2 or 3 and you've got like 5 or 6. So by the time they're coming, you go bang bang, knock them 2 out.
Yeah.
And then another one will jump in, and you're walking through the crowd and you're fighting, Yeah. It's sort of, they all jump you at once. It's totally different. They've got hold of you. But when you've like thrown punches, and then when you're fighting people like that and you're really fast and you can hit and you know how to punch. You hit the punch and the other ones get scared and then they back it off and it just happens,
So when you knock 5 out like that, you sit there on your table then and
have
a drink, or
you've
you
got
to fuck out
fuck off because you've got to fuck off because the police.
I own this place now.
Well, Duffy was doing that. He went to a place up there, Newcastle, and he went there and it was a Sunday night and he went to the door and Viv Frame, he was wanting to fight Viv Frame. Now this is another thing in the book that nobody knows about. He confronted one of the Caesars, Stephen's dad, I think it was.
Yeah.
And Stephen's my pal, his dad's my pal, Michael's my pal, love them to bits. They're like James Cagney type gangsters.
Yeah.
They would never grass anyone, they've never made statements to get into it. We've been friends for 30 odd years. Now Lee Duffy wanted to fight with Graham. He went to this Macy's, I think it was called. And Dave always told me a couple of people were in that club. And he come to the door and there was 5 down and he fucking went bang, 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 knocked 4 of them out. I mean, I'm leaving you awake to tell you the Duffer's in town, I want to fight your boss. And my name, I tell Viv Graham I'm coming for him like that. So what happened in the end, Viv Graham approached the Caesar's dad and he said, look, he said, hiya Viv. And he said, what's the man? He said, wouldn't you have a word with this Lee Duffy? He said, he's offering me out. Now, he said, I'm getting on down like 32 or something, or whatever, 30, but he was 6 years older than Lee. Lee was like 26. So he's 32, so he's not exactly old. So he didn't really want to fight Lee. No disrespect to him because he could fight, but he'd been up. He said, what it is, I've got 100 doormen now. I'm looking after the doors. I'm making money. I don't need this hassle. He said, but you've fought everyone, you've beat everyone, you've hit people on the sly, you've done this, you've done that for years. And he said, well, he's the up and coming, like the lion type of thing.
Yeah.
So he said, well, have a fight with him. He said, I don't want to do it. So anyway, Stephen's dad got on the thing, talked to him. He got on the phone to Lee. He said, I'm here now with Viv. He said, he doesn't want to fight you. He says, listen, tell that fucking Doyle to where we come from. Tell that Doyle he's an idiot. Tell that Doyle he's fighting me. There's no ifs, gonna, I might be at this. He's fighting me. I'll come up there and I'll fucking torture everyone who's dormant non-stop. I'll keep knocking them out. I'll come to his house and I'm relentless. Like Terminator, that's what he's like, relentless. I said, I won't give in. He said, he's getting it. He said, he's battered loads of people over the years. It's his time to fight. Now, what Stephen's family member said was, if you have a fight, it'll be a square go, like 1-to-1 on the cobbles. And you go, no, so I'll probably get shot with all your family and all this fucking shit. They were coming out with all this bullshit. He said, it's just a straightener. And so, but he didn't want to do it. Then I went to fight Viv Graham in 1992, I think it was. I was fighting, and I was going to fight Dave Garside. The next fight, it was fought for the British heavyweight title. He got beat by a lad to me called Horace Notice. Got beaten in the 6th round. He was a good, David Garside could fight. He was ranked in the top 10 fighters in Britain, heavyweight, and he was the cruiserweight, fought for a world title. Really good fight, like 40 odd fights. And when you're fighting people like that, you know you're in for a fight. You know, these are experts. You're not fighting just fucking Joe Blogs. So you're not going
to just knock him straight out, are you?
What you've got to do with something like that, I knew I couldn't outbox something like that, so I used my strength. Same thing, I couldn't outbox Lee Duffy, so I used my strength. So, but Lee, getting on back to Lee, he was going to, when I was looking for him to fight him, and we were going to have this second fight supposed to be, he was thinking, how do I have a fight with him? So he was trying to get me after I'd done legs. Big heavy, find what Jim had done, big heavy legs, because when you come out you can't walk when you've done legs, your legs are like flat.
Yeah.
So he was like, so it was clever what he done, but I went everywhere looking for him to fight and chased him all over. He just didn't want to fight, he made friends with me. But getting back to the Viv Graham, I went to Newcastle on the Friday and I met Stephen Sayers, Stevie Abaddon, and there was loads of other people in the nightclub, and I went in dressed like MC Emma, big baggy fucking trousers. I thought, I copied off Lee, because Lee used to go in the clubs with shorts on like this, and a t-shirt or a vest, and you can't get in, but he'd do it to everything, try and stop me like that. And he'd walk in, there'd be 10 doormen, he'd just walk past them, or he'd go in the Mall with his 15 doormen, and the Mall was a massive nightclub. It won nightclub of the year 5 years in a row. It was like big, and it was like a London nightclub, like Stringfellas. And he went in there and the doorman didn't stop him, so the owner, Javid, pulled him and sent one of the people the next day to pay him off, and they met him in a hotel across the road called the Swallow Hotel, and they gave Lee £2,000. Another story people don't know about. Just to stay out of the club, yeah, because his doorman was embarrassed they couldn't keep him out. So that's powerful, he had to, you know. And we'd go out, and there's another one I got in trouble for, because I think I told you, I got in the car with Lee. It was a Fiat Panda. The Fiat Panda I was supposed to have got in, I said to use. White Fiat Panda. I went, well, he must be a time traveller, because them Fiat Pandas, or Punto, or whatever it was, vice versa, they didn't get made till 1993. I went, oh, for fuck's sake, I got the car mixed up like, well, the Panda instead of a Punto or a Punto for the Panda. I went, no, the trolls, fucking hell, they just, anything, though, they make shit. Any shit, so, but Lee was awesome, and I went to fight the Viv. I'm going off the track a little bit. I went to fight Viv on that night. I thought, I'll fight Viv Graham, because if I fight him, I'd had any Butte was the other pal, he was the best in Sunderland, me and him, and people were trying to cause a fight between me and Jimmy and Gary Robb. But Elvis Tomo, we pal knew him, so I went and seen her, and he went up shaking hands, being the best of friends. Always been his friend. He's the only person who beat Viv Graham in the ring. Any Butte, fantastic lad. And his best fighter was Rocky Marciano. He's built like him, the same type of build. He really, really good lad. But so I went to the Viv Graham one. It was Madison's, Newcastle, and I went to the door, and the doorman said, you can't get it like that. I said, who fucking can? And Stephen says, when I said, you want to fucking die? That's Brian Cockerill. I went, oh, sorry, Brian. So I got in, and there was a lad in there, and he was a boxer, and he was when I fought for Britain after this, and I thought he was related to Stephen Bank. He was getting on me fucking tits, see what's going on, how hard he was. What's your name? He went, Brian. He went, Brian, what? I went, just Brian. What's your name? And he kept getting him in the house. I said, do you know when you go outside, you get like a green railings round the, to stop you getting knocked over in the road where you push the button. We stood near them outside the Madison, and he was telling me how hard he was. I said, Michael said, he's doing my fucking head in him. So he said, anyway, next week, I ended up slapping him and knocking him clean out. Big, massive lad. One slap and Stephen says, fuck, Viv Graham can't do that. But that night when Viv Graham's supposed to come, someone phoned me, said, Brian Cotterill's in the club waiting for you, wants to fight you. He didn't turn up. So Stephen Ray, you know Stephen Ray? Yeah. Stephen Ray said, it's funny how he's supposed to be the top fighter in the North East when he wouldn't fight Viv, he wouldn't fight you and he wouldn't fight Lee Duffy. So obviously, you know, but both of them, God rest their souls, have gone now, so no one's calling people names. We just tell people ask me, we had a Q&A, questions and answers. So if somebody asks me a question, if they ask me it 100 times, I can only give them the same answer 100 times.
Exactly.
So people are like, well, we're sick of being the same stories, and I went, it's Q&A. But we had, I think I got something like 15,000 people watched it in the first night. I think it was 350 likes and 2 dislikes. Probably the ones who didn't like the Penguins. But yeah, it annoys you, and like they're not like little fluffy penguins and things like that. I think you're sad.
How could you not like that?
Exactly, you know. So if they don't like them, I'm trying to. This is for other people out there who's getting trolls.
Yeah.
Even if they hate little penguins and little tigers and little things like that, just shows you they're just horrible.
Get a life, you fuckers.
Yeah, get a life.
Well,
you always get much of that.
Trolls.
You get.
I encourage it because they make everything go viral, but some guests are sensitive. So I've got moderators and they say, all right, delete these comments because the guest's sensitive. Other guests are like, I don't give a fuck, just let them fight. Because then the trolls talk a lot of shit. The army backing that person up talks shit back to them and defends the guest.
It's more
and YouTube sees that as activity. Right. People are interested in this video.
Oh, brilliant, mate. I'm going to get more trolls. More trolls after me.
Then YouTube promotes the video to more people and it gets more views.
Yeah, well, that's what
trolls keep trolling us. You're doing us a favour.
That's what that Rich Piano was on about. Now I know what you mean. I didn't know the terms of it.
It's the same with Amazon. If you've got a book on Amazon and it's all 5-star reviews, the Amazon algorithm thinks that's the author's mate has just done that. They want to see 1, 2. They want to see some bad reviews, a spread of reviews. Yeah. And then they promote your book more to their customers because it looks more genuine.
Well, I've got I've got us all 5 and 2 3s. I think there's 85s and 2 3s. So Jamie, well, stop doing the 5s, doing the 3s.
We want more trolls, by the way.
Yeah.